Yeah, man.
Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you Sloppy Joe. So you're gonna need some minced meat, say about half pound, a can of baked bean, half of 400 grams, so about 200 grams I'm gonna use today. A stack of scallion, optional, a spring of thyme, 2 small tomatoes, pimento berries, a teaspoon of pimento berry, a quarter teaspoon, a tablespoon of dried basil, a tablespoon of dried parsley, a teaspoon of rosemary dried, small onion diced, about 2 to 4 garlic cloves, a piece of ginger, about one index of your finger. It's optional as well. And you're gonna need some onion, a small onion or two. You're gonna need a teaspoon of sea salt preferably, and coconut oil, less than quarter cup of coconut oil. And to spruce the taste, I'm going to use some soy sauce. Alright, so once you prepared all the vegetables, put them aside. Put a frying pot for stewing to heat. Put your stove gauge on 6. Alright, this is just a burger that I'm preparing for something. So if you want to see the recipe for this, just visit my website jamaicadinners.com and just look for burger, homemade burger. Alright, so I'm going to use the same pot to make my sloppy joe. So you just use less than half a quarter cup, no, half a quarter cup of cooking oil, coconut oil preferably, and add the diced onion and scallion, and just allow it to saute with a piece of ginger. Add a piece of ginger as well. You see, I want the onions and the scallion to saute properly. Some people like raw onions, some people like raw scallion, but I don't like the flavor of raw onions nor scallion, so I like saute. So I sauteed, put the stove gauge on low, which is like 2 or 3 or 2, and just allow it to saute because you don't want it to burn. Alright, that's the garlic. You can have the garlic too old, and once it's cooked a little, you just crush it or mash it in the pot. After about a minute and a half, you just add, or you can put the vegetable to the side and then add a beef mince in the pot to the side, and just mince it. Make sure it's all minced out, because if you don't stir it while it's minced in, stir it while it fries, it will fry in little clumps. So you gotta stir it a little, let it fry in mince. Once you do that, you just allow it to fry. You see, you gotta do like me and break the big clumps out. It's the ginger. Why I like using ginger when cooking any meat, because to me the ginger, if any bacteria or any germs in it, the ginger will fight that, combat it. Alright, let's use a teaspoon of white vinegar. Just add a teaspoon of white vinegar to give your meal a little tang a tangy flavor, a tang flavor. Now, after the mince is fried too, we can't see no red, no blood or anything. We dice the tomato. And for you guys keep on talking about using paper towel and kitchen towel. Look, I know I can use it, I can buy it and I can use it. But look, I'm being traditional. Most Jamaicans just cook the way you see me cook. I take a piece of paper and use it. It's clean paper and it's not touching the food. So it shouldn't be, it's not a problem, period. Alright, add the pimento berries if you're using. A teaspoon of dried rosemary or fresh. Just dice it fine. A teaspoon to a tablespoon of dried basil and dried parsley. And a tablespoon of soy sauce or soy sauce. And now you add 200 grams of baked beans. With the sauce. You need to stir this in properly. Stir it in properly. Oh, I forgot to say I had sugar. But that's 1 tablespoon of sugar. You can use granulated sugar or you can use brown sugar. Alright, so that's it. Turn your stove's gauge on low. All this time it's been on 4, medium low. So now you just turn it on low, almost off low. Simmering low. It's 13. You can see a sloppy joe already. You just add a little salt for flavoring. Half a teaspoon, quarter teaspoon. But you can add about, alright. Just turn your stove on low and just allow it to simmer for about 4 to 6 minutes. Alright, so while we wait for that, let's prepare lettuce. This is some lettuce that I had. Just take the hard part out and put it in some water. Add a little white vinegar. We're going to rinse it and clean it properly. Make sure that there's no worm, no dirt on it or in it. So you gotta look in between it and use your finger and clean it properly. So once you do that, you just squeeze off the excess water. Alright, this is what our sloppy joe look like. You just stir the top to the bottom. That's the ginger. Remove the ginger because the ginger did its job. You don't want to serve it and somebody bite in it. It's not gonna be so pleasant. Alright, so that was 2 minutes with the stove on low. Very low, almost off low. See, very, very low. You just want it to simmer and cook and build the flavor. You just want it to simmer and build the flavor. Just keep it on low and let it just simmer. Alright. Just stir your sloppy joe in. This is homemade style. Because I know you guys used to serve sloppy joe in schools. Alright, it's been 5 minutes now since this been simmering on low. Just cover it and allow. Alright, while we wait for that, I'm gonna prepare our bun. I'm using a raisin bun because our burger bun, I can't find good burger bun in my region. So this is a raisin bun or raisin bread. So I just shape just like a burger bun. So I just slice it and there you go. The only difference, it got raisins in it. It got raisins in it. Alright, so there you go. You just put your bun aside. The lettuce now, you can shred it fine, like use your finger and shred it up real fine. Or you can just leave it like this and just lay a few pieces on one side. You can add mayonnaise on the bun as well and ketchup. Or you can use cheese as well. If you have a liquid cheese, you can just pour some on top after you lay the sloppy joe. Alright, now we're going to dress our sandwich. So you just take the side with the lettuce up and just lay this. You gotta compress it. Just take a spoon with a scoop and just scoop up some sloppy joe and then place it or lay it on top of the lettuce and kind of press it. So it's gonna stay together anyway. Alright, so you just pack as much as you can ever pack on this one bun. So this is homemade sloppy joe. Only Jamaicans will know what sloppy joe is. Most Jamaicans will not know what sloppy joe is because I've never heard of sloppy joe all the time I'm here. The only place I've heard of sloppy joe was when I was in America, when I visited America. Alright, so this is sloppy joe for those of you who don't know what sloppy joe is. It's typically a meal that is served in schools for children in America. I don't know if they still do it. And I think they serve sloppy joe in prison too. The bad version of it. Alright, so you just put the bun's lid on and just take a grip and have a nice bite. That's raisins. Just in case you might want to know, it's raisins. Alright, so you just grab your bun and get one big bite. This is sloppy joe indeed. I haven't had this sandwich in a long time. See ya. Visit my website, JamaicaDinners.com. Like, share, and support. Bye.
Yeah, man.